So we have here with us Kyle Kesselring, one of our fellow members, and his daughter Ashley, to talk with us about an exciting experience that they were engaged in, an adventure, I call it. Here's a quote that someone shared, Ashley and Kyle. Living in fear destroys our joy and robs us of life's delights. I wonder how you respond to that.
Well, I definitely think that's true, because if you don't take any chances to do anything, then you're not going to become anyone or figure out what you want to do or how you should be.
Okay. Stretching, growing, reaching. Yeah.
Having faith in somebody, having faith in the guide.
Yeah.
She having faith in me that I'd take care of her while we were out there. Faith in my brother.
Any fears or anxieties that you had around this adventure, around this experience?
Really, probably my biggest fear was my wife, because she was very uneasy about the situation, and quite frankly, I didn't have a whole lot of time to research the outfitter. I kind of went on my brother's go, so there's a little bit that took a little bit of the fear out of it, is the fact that he knew this guy.
You trust your brother?
I trust my brother, which I question that a little bit, but you know, I really didn't think it would be that dangerous. So, you know, I convinced Wendy that, you know, this is a good thing and it'll be great and we'll keep her in the boat, she won't fall out. But it was a bit more unnerving than I thought it was going to be, because when you leave, you go out on the lake right at dusk, and you can imagine in Orlando about this time of year, it was about an hour, 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was really close this time.
There were still a lot of mosquitoes. It was still very warm, and once you went out on the lake and they shined the light, there were 3 guys on the boat and us, and when they shined the light, all you saw were alligator eyes.
Wow.
We went to go get it, and probably the biggest fear that I had at that time was it was chaos in the boat, because once the gator took off, a lot of strings and ropes were flying across the bottom of the boat, and you're standing right there in it. And I was afraid if you got your foot wrapped up in it, it was just going to pull you right overboard.
Yeah.
So we were kind of dancing around in the boat, and she was right in the front because she had to be the closest spot to the gator. By this time, it was what, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We were out of gas just about in the boat. This was our last chance to get the gator for the night, or we were going to have to go back in. And I really didn't think it was going to happen. So we start pulling this rope up, and there were 3 guys pulling this rope at the same time. And we were all standing on the edge of the boat, and as we pulled him up, he came straight up right beside the boat, and the gunwale of the boat was only this high. So when we pulled him up, he was right there, and he was as long as the boat. I mean, he was over 15 feet long. And that's when I was like, holy Moses. You know, and at that time, you know, he reared his head back and bit at the side of the boat. So
we're talking about our series, you know, Get Out of the Boat. Well, you've been out of the boat with that, but you wouldn't want to have been out of the boat.
No.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm thinking about your adventure, and then I'm thinking about our faith walk, and I think everything has a lesson for us, and this I think does too, if we'll listen to the lesson. Although in this case, we'll be careful to say at home, everyone stay in the boat if you're hunting alligators, but still the concept is stepping outside your comfort zone. And you both did this, obviously, and how in life we as followers of Jesus, He calls us to step out of our comfort zone, to serve Him so that others might get to know Him. And I think this is a great lesson to hear you talk about how you took on something that was, most people say, you're crazy. And I think people oftentimes will say to us as followers of Jesus, you're crazy, it's stupid. Why give up your life? Why give up your comfort when Jesus says you got to take up your cross to follow me?